Okay, it's time to put away your toys. Professional home organizer Megan Arthurs has all kinds of ideas, though, to make it fun. And I say that because I had fun putting away my toys as a kid.
Yes, we just found out.
Yeah.
Little Annette.
Very organized. Little Annette was very organized.
So was little Megan. So it always starts with a declutter. It's so common and natural that a household is going to always have a surplus of toys.
And you want that, right? You want to have a spot for kids to play.
We do. It's so important. You want imagination to be within the household. You just don't want to be holding on to things when it's like, okay, they're 10 now and these are baby toys.
Okay.
So making sure you go through using a pile system of 3s. What can you keep? What can you let go of? Maybe some things are broken, worn, or torn. I always say if you do have children, it's nice to include them in the process. I don't think they're ever too young to understand that there has to be ownership of items and space so they know where their belongings are, and, you know, having conversations about sharing and donating. However, word on the street is Tim has a different approach to this with his children.
I know.
So
And if they're watching, we won't tell them what it is.
We will not. We'll move on.
So after you've done that, then, and explain to them too that, you know, maybe this toy would be better with somebody else who could also love this toy.
Right. And
Yeah.
I always say, like, what
Donate.
are your like 5 favorite toys? Like, not everything's your favorite.
Yeah.
And then after we do that, I really think zoning is critical. So it's taking all of your items and grouping them in like piles. So like all of the books in one pile, maybe all of the pretend food in one pile, and then taking these piles and putting them in different areas of the home.
Okay.
To really have them separated. I don't think it works well when you just take a basket and throw everything in. You can't see what you have. Things aren't properly played with. It creates breathing room and things are categorized and separated.
Okay, so we've got some photos, I think, Laura, if you could bring them up. So we've got like, that's an art zone.
Yes, art zone in a drawer, so really accessible. We also have
A dress up.
zone.
I like that idea.
Fun, right?
Yeah. And then, this is my
like a
favorite,
yes,
reading zone,
reading
because I was telling
zone.
Megan during the break, when I was a kid, I had a big bookshelf in my room, and I organized my book as a library, and I would make my sister, hi Sherry, I would make her sign out a book if she wanted to borrow one of my books.
I think it's the most Annette thing.
At 7.
I love it. I love it. We should all be doing that. Next, let's talk about storage. So there's 3 things that are really important when it comes to toy storage. And the first is just accessibility.
Okay.
Can your child reach the storage?
Get to it on their own.
Yes, get to it on their own. It has to be low, right? If it's not low, it's not accessible, they're not putting away their toys. Next, clear containment. So clear containment is really handy because you can see through it. So this helps caregiver and child locate items. It also helps with eliminating over purchasing items. So sometimes, you know, we go to the store and we're like, oh, I'll buy more markers or I'll buy more Play-Doh. Well, you might already have some. So clear means you can see through it.
Right. Because if you get a bin and you think, oh, I'm going to label it, oh, maybe your little one doesn't know how to read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Another great tip for labeling is not just to have the word, but to have a picture as well, right?
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes, because there are some pre-readers in households, so that also helps them identify their toy. They can match it with the picture, and then maybe start to learn how to read or spell.
Okay, all right. You have something like this to me would be like a bathroom or a kitchen organizer, but like kind of think outside the box for.
Yes, so a turntable or a Lazy Susan, they work well in any space. So for arts and crafts, we have Play-Doh in here, paintbrushes. It makes it fun. Obviously, it can spin.
Yeah.
And it's really accessible. Everything's visible. And then you can switch up what's in here too, right? So it's a handy solution.
Okay, and then what about the rack?
Yes, so this is just a really basic over-the-door rack. We have a lot of these in different homes, but it's really using any unoccupied wall space. So any wall space or back of the door space that's not being used is a great opportunity for storage. So I'm hanging up dress-up clothes. You could even put floating wall shelves for books or puzzles or games. Sometimes we feel really strapped for storage, right? Oh, I don't have enough room in my home to store all of this. So you just want to look at the empty wall space and see if there's an opportunity.
Okay, and don't go out and buy new stuff before you do this, right? Like do all this first, and then maybe you could take something from somewhere else in the house and do that.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
awesome. Great tips. I love this one.
Thanks.
We're gonna let these ones out. We're gonna let them breathe.
I don't know.